Kendra Johnson completed her undergraduate studies at Southern University, earning a Bachelor's of Science degree in pre-medical chemistry. She went on to teach 7th grade science at Grand Bay Middle School in Grand Bay, Alabama. After spending 2 years as a middle school teacher and after accepting a position at Kimball High School teaching chemistry and physics, Johnson relocated to Dallas, Texas. Upon completion of a 5-year tenure at Kimball, Ms. Johnson was promoted to secondary science instructional coach for the Dallas Independent School District. Johnson later earned her master's degree in education administration from Lamar University in Beaumont, Texas. She then became a secondary science specialist and K-12 science coordinator. Kyndra Johnson is now the pre-K through 12 STEM science coordinator for the Lancaster Independent School District and holds several membership associations with the goal of promoting science education. Please help me welcome Kyndra Johnson.
Good afternoon. That didn't sound right. Good afternoon. I know you're eating, but I would like to first thank Leslie Brooks, the program chair for the Dallas branch, ASCE. And I'd also like to thank, or special thanks goes out to Shweta Pandarangi with the City of Lancaster Community Development Office. I'm privileged and honored to stand before you to tell the story of Lancaster ISD and STEM integration. On behalf of our superintendent, Dr. Michael McFarland, and our director of STEM education, Mrs. Antoinette Matthews, I bring you greetings from the Lancaster Independent School District STEM Education Department. Before I tell you our unique story, I do want to share a brief narrative. I am the daughter of a 35-year educator who spent her entire teaching career at the same schools, same subjects, same grade level. My father worked in industry, and he did a lot of work to support economic and workforce development. So it wasn't a surprise for me to grow up and realize that the things that I learned in school and the experiences that I gained as I grew up would set the stage and later build the support that I needed to send me on to newer heights. If you don't mind, please indulge me for a moment. And if you would take out your cell phones and go to your photos. I would like for you to pull up a picture of your child, grandchild, niece, nephew, cousin, neighbor, any young person that you care deeply about. And for a moment, I just want you to imagine all of the possibilities, all of the emotions, all of the dreams, and even the fears that you have and you are thinking of in terms of these children or these students' lives. It is these sentiments and emotions that fuel the efforts of the Lancaster Independent School District. For a few minutes, I'm going to tell you a story. And as it has been said, we use the term cynosure to characterize what we're doing in our district. You've probably heard of the acronym STEM, but we are the STEM cynosure. And by definition, cynosure means somebody or something that acts as a guide or is used for direction, the center of attention, the center of admiration, and the center of attraction. Lancaster ISD is pioneering the STEM transformation as the premier school district in Texas to implement a K-12 STEM education model. We are a suburban school district located in the southwest area of Dallas County. We serve approximately 6,200 students, of which 76 of those students are African American, and more than 80% of those students are considered low socioeconomic status. We are a growing district, and we're on the forefront for achieving high performance within a high poverty context. Though we are most commonly known as champions on the track, on the field, and on the court, we are now being recognized as champions in the pursuit of excellence in the classroom. The mission of the Lancaster Independent School District, a leader in providing quality, innovative programs, is to educate every student with the knowledge, skills, and principles to succeed and contribute in a competitive and technologically advanced world by providing rigorous and engaging learning opportunities that promote diversity, create an environment of integrity and respect, and establish a commitment to continued improvement and partnership with families and community. This image shows you what's going on in Lancaster ISD. We are an authorized international baccalaureate district. We've received National TAP Award of Distinction, and TAP stands for the Teacher Advancement Program. We have 6 TEA recognized campuses. We've achieved 20 TEA Gold Performance Acknowledgements, and we hold Texas School Ready certification. Our district is a participant in the Texas College Access Network, and more than 90% of our recent grads received a college or university acceptance letter. The class of 2012 achieved $3.2 million in scholarships. Our district is daily considering the impact that our decisions and these changes will make on the students in our community. We have put some systems in place, and we are in the process of restructuring what our district looks like. We use C-Scope as a curriculum management system. However, we do have a STEM and curriculum education department who supports our campuses with the core content areas in terms of curriculum, instruction, and assessment. We have a narrowed focus on college and career readiness. We have adopted a motto in our district, and it is more than a diploma. We're ensuring that when students walk the halls of our campuses and when they're ready to graduate and leave us, that they leave with more than just that high school diploma, that they've developed skills that will take them to new heights, that they're also exposed to learning experiences that are authentic and that they have some interest in. Did you know that ethnically Asian Americans express the highest interest in STEM fields both currently and historically? Before 2001, African Americans had the second highest rank, but since then their interest has plummeted nearly 30% and is now lower than any other ethnicity. So you can see why the work we're doing in Lancaster, Texas is very important. The research also shows that STEM jobs are expected to grow by 17% by 2018, compared with 10% for the rest of the labor workforce. In order to meet the demands of the future, we must transform teaching and learning from the traditional model to one that promotes collaboration, communication, creativity, and critical thinking. In our STEM for All model, we have designed a framework that will ensure that every student is introduced to STEM, engaged in STEM activities, and exposed to the fundamental tenets of STEM disciplines. So where have we been? What have we been doing? We've recently realized some gains in our student achievement across our reading and math subgroups. But that's not just what we're doing. We're transforming what classrooms look like. The days of the traditional school model with students in desks, working individually with little or no conversation, those days have passed. Now, our middle school teachers don't like it, but I tell you what, the impact will be great. If students can learn and cultivate the skills to collaborate and work together as a team, to use their individual strengths, to be supportive of the group's goals, then there's no limit to what they can achieve. So where are we going? We are the first district to design a model that will encompass all students in all grade levels from all backgrounds. We were fortunate to receive a grant from Texas Instruments in conjunction with the Educate Texas Foundation to implement this STEM education model. This investment will help us realize all of our goals and provide authentic learning experiences for our students. So what is STEM? It stands for a cluster of careers in the fields of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. But for us, it is a new way of life. It is the culture. It will become how we're known to the world around us. We're ensuring that we're putting in place the right tools, the right support from teachers and leadership, and we're building partnerships with business and community organizations to support these efforts. There were several goals that were presented to us when we were invited to accept this challenge. The first one was to offer a more rigorous course of study in mathematics, the sciences, technology, and engineering in order to promote student persistence in the Texas College and Career STEM pipeline and the development of a regional STEM literate workforce. We have included some advanced placement courses in mathematics and science. We've recently hired a coordinator to support our International Baccalaureate program, as well as advanced our advanced placement program. The second goal was to partner with industry experts, museums, universities, research centers, T-STEM centers, or other STEM-capable community partners to prepare and assist teachers in integrating STEM across grades and disciplines. This was going to help promote effective and relevant instruction and provide our students with the opportunities to engage in creativity, innovation, and problem solving in an applied, global context learning environment. Our third goal was to prepare more students for advanced study and careers in STEM. We wanted to include the needs of our underrepresented groups, which of course, for us, was our African American student population and girls in the areas of STEM. We were also ignited to initiate and sustain a district-wide T-STEM model in support of scaling highly effective T-STEM schools, T-STEM principals, and T-STEM teachers. In response to that, we created what we call our STEM Pedagogical Institute. This is our platform for building capacity from our executive leadership down to our faculty and staff on campuses. We wanted to ensure that not only were our stakeholders aware of STEM, but that they would engage and start to internalize what is meant by a STEM education. We're also challenged to support a statewide best practices network for STEM. We would adopt some promising practices that would drive and improve our math and science performance across students across the state of Texas. So this graphic shows you how we have designed our model. In order to provide access to all, we have created a formula. And this formula involves awareness, exposure, engagement, exploration, and articulation. At the elementary level, even in pre-K, our students are introduced to STEM careers through electives, through guest speakers, through STEM clubs, and we've most recently adopted the Engineering as Elementary curriculum so that our students begin to layer those engineering practices with the science content. At our 6th grade center, we've moved on a little bit. It's not just about awareness anymore, but kids now need to be exposed to the types of skills and tools that are necessary to be successful in a STEM-related field. In addition to that exposure, we seek to engage our students, and we plan to do so through a STEM specialized elective, through introduction to STEM pipeline courses, and through virtual simulations and contact with industry experts. At our middle school, the focus is engagement. We're not only going to make sure that our students are aware of what STEM is all about and that we expose them to these ideas, but it is our daily work that we engage them and allow them the opportunity to explore all of these ideas. At our high school level, it's very critical that we have, thought about what we're doing and put a lot of time in this, because now we're building our future. These are our future scientists, our future engineers, and we need to make sure that the days of the past are gone, where they think that they can't do this, or that you have to be super smart to be an engineer, or you have to be exceptionally great in math and science to be a scientist. Well, there are other skills that could prove you successful as well. Of course, it doesn't hurt to have a solid foundation in those subjects. But more and more, we're realizing that collaboration, communication, creativity, and critical thinking are just as significant. You heard me mention our pipelines. These are our pathways to get us to reaching our goals. We've taken our district, and as I said earlier, we have 7 elementary campuses, 1 high school, 1 middle school, and 1 6th grade STEM learning center. So we've divided our district up, and each of our elementary campuses have designated a pipeline. What that means is that this school's focus and culture would be centered around that particular pipeline. So if you are interested in health, science, technology, what does that look like? What careers are available? What skills need to be cultivated? So these are the ideas that we've laid out for our framework. In addition, when the kids reach the 6th grade center, they will receive exposure to all of these pipelines. And namely, they are health science technology, engineering, information systems and software design, as well as global arts communications. Within the last 10 days, and I do mean the last 10 days, we've created a new pipeline, and that pipeline is entrepreneurship. Because we do realize that all of our students may not venture off into a 4-year university, but they will develop the skills and trades to possess certifications and acknowledgments that will allow them to work and own their own businesses. So how are we going to do all of this? I know I said a lot, and with anything we know it costs money. Nothing is free. Well, as I said earlier, we were fortunate to receive a $4.8 million grant from Texas Instruments. We've received a $6 million QZAB bond. We've achieved a $500,000 in AP Strategies grants. We're holding and maintaining 21% of the total budget in our fund balance. We resurrected a STEM education department because we do realize that this is something new. A lot of our teachers, not just our students, but a lot of our teachers and staff members were not familiar with what STEM was and what the impact of a STEM education could provide. So we resurrected this department of individuals to support the efforts of the teachers on campus, as well as to train them on these new best practices that we would like to see in our classrooms. We have tapped master and mentor teachers, and we're working very closely with higher education and business partners. We've received TEA T-STEM designations at all of our secondary campuses. Here are a few of the partners who are currently supporting us, either as guiding partners or associate partners. Our guiding partners are simply there to advise us and share what's going on in industry and all of the trends that they're recognizing so that we can make informed decisions in what we're doing with our programs. 21st century skills and technology integration, paramount to the work that we're doing with STEM. As you can see, we've inflicted a one-to-one device program. We're allowing our students to bring their own devices, though we have made several purchases of iPads, iPod Touches, and other equipment so that kids can experience 21st century learning in an authentic environment. Now, how are we going to do all of these things? We have adopted a strategy that is known as problem-based learning. This is the vehicle that we have chosen to use to transform our classrooms and build this culture of innovation and authentic learning. If you're not familiar with this strategy, it simply involves inquiry and discovery and problem solving. Students begin with a question and end with a culminating product or design that could potentially make the world better. In addition to PBL, we have adopted what we're calling the Tiger's design process. As you notice the gears, I'm sure you're very familiar with where we adapted our design process from. But this is what we're using in every aspect of our organization to ensure that our students are engaging in real-world solutions, that they're challenging their thoughts, that they're standing firm in what they know to be true, and that they're experiencing everything there is to experience. So far, we've made significant gains in our efforts, but the work is not over. We have a lot more plans in store. And what we would like to see happen is for organizations such as this to allow more opportunities for us to share our story and share the stories of other districts who follow us. We are blazing a trail to a new way of teaching and learning. We are transforming the culture not only in our schools, but in our community. Some of the students that we service on a daily basis have no members of their family who have gone beyond high school. A lot of these students don't even know what it means to hold a career in STEM. So it is very important that we stay steadfast in our efforts, but we can only do that and realize that with your support. As I mentioned, we do have business and industry partners, and how that partnership looks varies depending on the need. But I will say this as I stand before you. It's not just about the engineering. It's about the culture of encouraging young people to follow their dreams. I get emotional when I talk about these things because I was a sixth grade student who knew early on that I had a love and an affinity for math and science. I had wonderful teachers. And it wasn't just the experiences that my parents made available to me, and those were tremendous, but it was the way my teachers captured my attention, the way they engaged me in the learning, the way they made it relevant to me, even as an 11-year-old. So I knew that I wanted to be a chemical engineer, and I knew that I would set my sights on pursuing a degree in chemical engineering. But of course, no plan survives this collision with reality. And so I later decided to use my love for science and engineering and apply it more in a teaching context. So I continued my education in education administration, though my love and my heart will always remain as an engineer. I thank you for the time to speak about our school district today, and I have one quick video that kind of sums up and captures what's going on in Lancaster ISD. And following the video, I'd be happy to entertain any questions that you might have.
In the 21st century, science, technology, engineering, and math, or STEM, have become increasingly important in order to compete in this technological advancing world. The STEM movement integrates all of these subjects and puts them at the forefront of education. As a school district, we must provide the tools necessary to educate our students for the STEM world that awaits them.
I want to be a doctor because they help people in need. I want to go to Grambling State University in Louisiana, and I study there, and I want to be a doctor.
I'd probably be a math teacher because I really like math.
When I grow up, I want to be a computer engineer.
I would love to be a math teacher because my favorite subject is math, and I would love to teach kids that.
When I grow up, I want to be a doctor because I want to help people.
I want to be a teacher because teaching is fun, and I want to teach math because math is my favorite subject.
I'm still deciphering on whether I want to do engineering or architecture, but whichever I choose out of those two, I'll be happy in my life.
My teachers are teaching me, in science, we learn about different things, and maybe when I grow up, get in high school, I start to take classes to learn more about being a doctor.
I like math because you get to imagine, we use numbers.
I think we need math in every life we do because there's jobs and stuff for you that are compatible to math.
We use it for kind of everything because science is using to come up with new medicines for sick people. We're learning how to order operations, which is something like PMDAS, parentheses, multiplication, divide, addition, and subtraction.
I feel like it's a challenge, and it suits my favor because I like challenges. I don't just like the easy way out. And I feel like the harder it is to get there, then the results will be more satisfying.
I want to get a good education when I grow up and I go to college because I would have more options.
I want to go to Texas A&M because they play great basketball there.
They play great basketball there.
Football. What I'm going to do is try to keep on learning because, like my dad says, you never stop learning.
Lancaster Independent School District recognizes the need for students to have an education with a solid foundation in STEM. The district is currently applying for the T-STEM District Grant, which would provide the financial seed needed to continue their quest to produce students that will be able to compete globally in the STEM industry.
The STEM grant will be a
No plan ever survives collision with reality.
That does not sound good at all. Yeah, the CD is missing. Well, you guys got the gist of it.
Flexibility and adaptability are also 21st century skills that we're cultivating with our students. Any questions?
Yeah, you described at the elementary level you had different tracks, I guess. But is that on the curriculum side, or is it just a focus of the school, like displays of health and human health?
Health sciences, yeah. Well, we created these pipelines because we did our homework and we realized that some of the jobs that, don't exist yet and some that are being created, we were finding shortages in certain areas. And so after developing those pipelines, we allowed the elementary campuses so that we could just get the awareness out to kind of align themselves with one of the pipelines so that kids would experience, different things. And then when they got to 6th grade, they could experience all of them. So these pipelines they will eventually become the culture of those elementary campuses. But for now, it is our vehicle to provide that awareness to STEM.
Are you still looking for partners or mentors? I noticed you listed some there, but we've got a wealth of engineers here in our society, American Society of Civil Engineers, that we can get the message out to them and let them decide whether they want to help partner with you guys and help out or not.
Most definitely. I was hoping that my visit today would initiate some of those alliances. We really are looking for more engineers, more doctors, more scientists to provide that, conversation, that authentic situation. Right now, it just seems like a dream to some of our kids. But to have an engineer come and share and work with the students on a project. Right now, we have 6th graders designing a skate park for the city of Lancaster. And in their minds, their designs are going to be considered by the city engineer. And it will only solidify this experience to have that city engineer come and sit and speak and help and guide these students through this process. So we most definitely are wanting more partnerships.
Kind of go back to the question that you originally asked. When it comes to somewhat privatizing public schooling, would the parent eventually be able to select which of that elementary school child to be exposed to?
Yes, we have had those conversations, and we initially set out to describe those pipelines at PTA meetings, and we offered parents at that time to make a decision. And we were okay to do some shuffling and leveling off, but we did give parents and families the opportunity to make a decision. Well, thank you again for your time, and I look forward to possibly working with you.